All right, freaks, this is part two of the Virgo Collective, Vedic Virgo Collective, Great Black Conjunction read. Got cut off in the last one at a pivotal point, left with a cliffhanger, okay? And I think that really ties into this reading. I think this is the cliffhanger moment. Everything's being weighed in the balance. And there's this need too. We were last leaving off on this Two of Swords, okay? Halphus builds towers and provides weapons and ammunition, sends soldiers to appointed places. We know we got some people coming back around. We got some people approaching with offers, okay? Not all of these offers are worth looking into though, okay? And you're really going to have to rely on the lessons you've learned, as well as trusting your intuition and paying attention to what's feeling right and what's feeling off and not doubting that. At the same time, you need to be open to understanding different perspectives. So you can't have your guard up too much, okay? We do know there's going to be some kind of reconciliation with friends and foes. So, it's about sorting through the apples and figuring out which ones are the rotten ones, chucking them aside and keeping around the good ones who bring some kind of sweetness into your life, okay? But I do see, and I don't think there was any coincidence, everything happens in a reason. Everything happens for a reason. But the Two of Swords to me is really speaking of when these people come around, it's like, yeah, hear them out, hear them out. Have a willingness to talk things out, have a willingness to have a real communication, and at the same time know when you got to kind of like pull back and get in your own energy to feel out if you really trust this person or if you want to move forward with this person. I think you're going to come to some kind of conclusion, because we do see there's like some kind of rapid forward motion that occurs with decisiveness, okay? But I also think you're going to have some things revealed to you that are not going to be to your liking, some things that are going to be hard to accept. I think these things have to do with betrayals. I think these have to do with certain lies being revealed. You've wanted the truth, you're getting the truth, and some of that truth is really going to be difficult to look at. In some cases, you might need to defend yourself, I don't know if there's been some kind of slander, if people have done something that would in any way affect your business. I don't know why this is coming in, your business or otherwise just your standing in the community, but there does seem like there's something that comes forward, and I'm almost getting the piece that there's somebody who's coming forward who's also going to illuminate for you what's been going on. This is somebody who's in your corner. They've been kind of watching things going on from a distance. They're not embroiled in this situation, but they know what's happening here, and I think they're also going to like let you know, because I think they feel it's not right what's been happening, okay? So somebody's coming forward to provide some assistance. I don't think you need to worry though, honestly. I mean, because right here we got you moving forward with the Chariot with who but Archangel Michael. I mean, he who is like God. I mean, when you got Archangel Michael on your side, you really don't need to worry about nothing, man. And that's my homeboy, okay? So I'm like, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. We know we're going to get forward motion here. There's just certain things that need to come to light, and truth does need to be acknowledged. And it's not always easy, but it's important that you kind of don't have that tendency to sort of like excuse certain things that maybe you can let go of, maybe you can accept, but you shouldn't excuse them by saying, oh, okay, well, that's fine. Like, you totally like betrayed me and really threw me under the bus and took advantage of my trust, and sure, just come on, have a seat at my table. There's a difference between that and then saying, okay, I can accept this. I can accept that this is where it's at. I can accept maybe you were acting out of an unhealthy place, and that maybe you are sincerely sorry, but I still don't want to have space for that in my life. I do feel like certain things are going to be cut off. and you're going to know what needs to be cut off by what gets illuminated in this communication, okay, that comes forward. I feel like it's somebody who's coming in to help kind of make sense of things. That's what I'm getting, all right? But this says perseverance, success in conflict, overcoming adversity, all right? So I think you can rest assured with this. You don't need to worry about this at all. You may have been dealing with a Queen of Cups, Pahalaya, God the Redeemer. Redemption serves against enemies of religion, governs chastity. Okay, we got a Knight of Cups too on the scene. So there is water sign collective factoring in strongly here. All right, Queen of Cups. Redemption serves against enemies of religion, governs chastity. All right. So this could be somebody that's involved in the situation. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio on the scene. We also see Knight of Cups. So there's some kind of forward motion coming here. This might be, this very well could be like a Queen of Cups coming forward, you know, to provide some insight in this situation. The revealing God, Knight of Cups, the revealing God, perception, revelation, discovers hidden treasure, reveals secrets of nature. Okay, so I do feel like this is what this is saying. You might get some information from a Queen of Cups. And remember, when I'm calling out signs, this is any strong placement in the chart: Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars. Okay, could also be, you know, they have one of those signs houses, you know, full of planets. So you'll just have to lean into who you feel it is for you, because really it could be anyone. All right, we do have everybody on the board here right now. I don't see any fire yet. Okay, we got air on the board, we got water on the board, big time. We got Knight of Swords coming in again. All right, different deck coming in again. So this really does let us know that there's going to be some swift, decisive action taken once this news comes in. Knight of Swords, Harael, the all-pervading God. Intellectual richness protects fertility of women, makes children respectful toward their parents, okay? And it's interesting because that Empress is on the board, right? So, you know, the Empress gives birth to all things. That's not just children, okay? But also her babies. Like, she gives birth to what she wants to create, her creations. And this can be anything from actually bringing life into the world, having a baby, to birthing a business or a creative project, or anything, birthing destiny, a new way forward, a new chapter. So we really do see that there's going to be a protection of this. There's going to be a protection of the Empress. That's really what I take it as. And you can view that as Emperor too. The Emperor Empress energy will be protected. Like that growth, all the work that you've done on yourself, integrating the lessons of the 4 queens or the 4 kings, that's going to be preserved. You're not going to backslide, you know, and the things that you've invested your energy in, your time, your care in, that you're looking to grow, they're going to come to fruition. Okay. There's not going to be anything that's going to block that. We also see that love is very much protected here too. Who is meant for you is for you. And anything that's been trying to prevent any forward motion in matters of the heart, or has been acting as a third party divisory nature, acting in a third party divisory manner, trying to drive a wedge between 2 people or cause dissension between 2 people. This is going to be overcome. We got 2 of Cups, Leua, the swiftly hearkening God. Fruition provides expansive intelligence and gives the grace of God. Okay, coming up in the light. So this is what I really see. I see that there's like a hot mess. I see it's been a hot mess, and there's too many cooks in the kitchen, and that's where the interfering influences has come from. You know, there's been people kind of poking their nose in business that's not theirs to mind, and this has created a lot of confusion. There's been a lot of gossip. There's been a lot of dishonesty. we see this, there's been a lot of interference energy. It's all over this. It's all over this. But we also see that there has been a lot of growth, that you've moved in the right way, obviously, for so much to be coming up in favor. I mean, with Justice on the board, the Empress, we got the Chariot. These are very much, forward motion cards. Two of Cups. Things are being secured here. What you have built, what you've invested in, it will be preserved, and you got a lot of support and protection on your side. Let's look at the top of the deck energy here, just see what comes into play. Seven of Cups, Asalia, God, the just judge. Contemplation makes the truth known in legal proceedings, okay? So, again, nothing's going to be able to hold you back. And where we brought in anything that was like potentially thwarting your business, that's going to be resolved. I see that justice is in your favor. And if you're in some kind of litigation, something along these lines, I think you're going to find it falling in your favor. So you can rest assured with that. It was 11:13 on the clock when I said that. This may have been something that was really cantankerous for you for like a long time, You felt like it was a real run of bad luck and it was causing a lot of problems. And I see that, judgment's going to be in your favor. This is going to be ironed out, so don't stress on any of that. That Seven of Cups energy is also those options I was talking about. There's going to be a lot of options coming towards you, a lot of different opportunities. And I think there's going to be some people coming forward to offer these options and opportunities that, maybe you haven't been connected with for a while. Maybe you've had a falling out with some of these people. There's stuff that's coming around the bend. And there is this need to kind of like take your time. Don't feel rushed into anything. Don't feel pushed into anything. Remember the lessons you learned. Remember who these people have shown you who they are, Remember what they showed you. Don't forget that and see who they are showing themselves to be now. And you can't base it on what they say. It has to be all about how are they showing up? What are they doing? Are they actually following through with what they're saying? This is so, so important, okay? We got Five of Pentacles, okay? The forbearing God. Patience reveals secrets of nature, spreads knowledge and industry. See, again, there's the need to take your time with this because with that Five of Pentacles on the scene and everything that you've been building for yourself, there's a lot to lose. There's a lot to lose. Monetarily, sure. Especially if this is being applied in a business capacity in your life, If there's somebody coming forward, they want to do business with you. They want to build something with you on that level, or maybe they want to partner with you on something. You need to be mindful of who you let back in. Remember what your experiences have been with them. Or remember lessons that you've learned in the past, and how you told yourself, well, I'll never put myself in that position again. Make sure you don't do that. Make sure you don't do that you don't just get looped in by what sounds good or comes in a pretty packaging. Like, make sure there's follow through. Make sure any legal documents, you really go over them with a fine-tooth comb. Don't sign on the dotted line and sign everything away. Be very mindful because, yes, there's potential to lose a lot. But I also see Five of Pentacles as there's a lot to lose emotionally too. Like, you've gone through a lot of inner work and you went through that inner work by being thrown in the fire, man, and that soul smithed you. Your knowledge that you gained, the wisdom that you brought forward from the experiences you went through was hard earned, man. And you don't want to like stunt your growth by stepping back into something that won't serve you, okay? So you might have to make some tough judgment calls too, okay? Because that's another aspect of justice, is that weighing things. And, it reminds me of Ma'at's scales, is the heart lighter than the feather? Sometimes it's really difficult to know what the right thing is to do in a situation. And all you can do is lean into it, really feel the truth that's in your heart, all right? And you might need some space for that. So I would say right off the bat, if anybody starts pressuring you to make any snap decisions, right away that there's some kind of manipulation involved and you should kind of like pull your energy back and have good boundaries. There is a shadow aspect here, so let's have a look at this. High Priestess, okay? Dentalion. Teaches art and science, knows the secret thoughts of all, and can change them, causes love, shows visions of the world. Yeah, it's really interesting because I feel this is like allowing yourself to sort of have these exchanges with these people who want to come forward, and then kind of taking the experience into yourself by giving yourself some space, to sort of sit with what came up and allow your intuition to inform you, give yourself some time to feel your emotional responses to what comes up in these conversations, and also to feel out if it rings true for you. This is very important. You don't want to lose this growth. High Priestess, Empress showing up on the board. You just don't want to lose this growth. I also see that, your psychic awareness is really expanding. So I don't think that there's going to be any wool pulled over your third eye there, okay? I think you're going to be able to see things as they are. But it's very important that you stay connected to this, because that High Priestess journey is that journey. We've been talking about this in a lot of videos. It's been coming through in a lot of the reads. It's that journey of Ishtar, in the dance of the seven veils, to shed the illusions and to integrate the shadow and then rise as Inanna, Queen of the Heavens, which is very much that kind of Empress energy when you look at it from an archetypal standpoint. So there's very much this need to remember that deep dive that you did and all that you integrated. Don't lose the wisdom just because you are feeling the lightning of the ascent. You can, Icarus, he ascended too, and then he burned his wings, because of ego and wanting just that egoic gratification. So be aware of that too, about how you might be lured in by some of these, opportunities or options that come your way because they look really appealing, or maybe it's what you always wanted and it satisfies some egoic desire. I don't know. I just got this too, this kind of like a desire to sort of like one up somebody, and kind of have that like nay nee 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 moment. I don't know when I got that. Don't do that shit. Don't do that shit. You really could, you could really, undo a lot of progress, by going to any of those places. So I feel like there's some stuff that's going to come forward in these exchanges that might be activating. You might be really tempted, you might be really tempted to kind of, go to that place of, getting one over on somebody. Restrain that, restrain that. You need to restrain that. And I think that's why you need to be able to pull back and really sink into that High Priestess energy, where you can sit with what's coming up for you emotionally, where you can look at what's compelling you in these situations on a subconscious level. Notice what's coming up for you, if there's any more you need to integrate, and be mindful of what part of you you're acting from. Act from the wise part of you. Act from the part of you that has learned lessons. Just a little shadow piece coming up, to be mindful of. All right, because you're like almost there, so don't backslide now and sabotage yourself. Okay, so cut the deck energy. That's on a shadow aspect here. We got the sun, okay, boom, which is so interesting because it is the Great Black Conjunction tomorrow. And with the Great Black Conjunction, we are looking at the void points being in alignment of the sun and the moon, all right? So it is that void place, that unknown place, that the unknown comes into alignment and it illuminates something that we couldn't see before, but it illuminates it on the intuitive level, okay? So I really encourage you, however you can, tomorrow on November 30th, create a little space, dive into that magician, high priestess energy, you know. Really allow yourself to listen to spirit and just invite in the awareness coming in from your higher consciousness, or from your emotions, from your subconscious. Give yourself some space that invites this receptivity in. So we have the sun makes one rich, smart, and well-spoken, gathers spirits at tombs, and changes the places of the dead. All right, so very powerful message there. You know, like I said, I feel like there's been a lot that's been kind of holding you back from your blessings and your manifestations. You've been wading through some stuff for a while, but you're about to have a big turnaround here, right? And it has everything to do with that sort of phoenix rising energy, rising up out of the ashes, creating out of what was kind of like laid to rest, okay? And there's this definite moment of success coming in. And I also feel like you may decide to revive some things that at one time you thought, no, this is just done and dusted. I don't want to pour any more energy into this, but things may be different now. You might see that differently now. Let me see the other side of this cover deck. Yep, we got judgment coming up in the light, okay? Imamia, God hidden in darkness. The wound is where the light gets through. I love this, okay? Atonement of errors destroys the power of enemies and humiliates them. All right. Karmic scales are being balanced. It looks good for you, okay? It looks good for you, Virgo Collective and Libra Sun natives. It looks good. It looks like you've been through a lot. Don't trip yourself up, right, as you're about to wrap up this karmic cycle by getting motivated by your ego and wanting to just like get that final jab in. 22 on the clock when I said that, okay? You're coming into alignment, and you're also coming into alignment not only on your path in this next chapter. 22:11 on the clock when I said that, okay? You have so much synchronicity around you right now. So pay attention. But you can screw it up if you get in your ego, man, okay? Don't blow it, right? Everything's about to come together for you. And it also looks like you're about to come together with somebody who's the person you're supposed to step into this next chapter with. 22:33 on the clock when I said that, all right? So don't get in your own way, right? When you're almost there, right? Spend some time with that high priestess magician energy, you know, tune your attention inward, feel into it a bit before you know, raise that wand and direct your next step and take that action with that Knight of Swords energy. You want to take a moment to kind of like really drop into your inner realm and lean into your intuition, how you're feeling, what's coming up in you, and what's motivating you. This is so important. And do beware, you know, you might have some little shadow remnants still hanging out there that need to be addressed from this cycle. So before you take any actions, make sure that they're coming from a very clear place. Do that. It looks like it's all coming up roses. Congratulations.